Today's episode is sponsored by Raul Rodriguez Law.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Leija Lounge, and today we have a really exciting episode for you. We are going to preview Fight of the Century, September 13th from Las Vegas, Canelo versus Crawford. It's supposed to be the Fight of the Century. I'm hesitant to say that and to blow it up there like that because we've had so many big fights that have happened in the past year that haven't panned out. Before we get to our predictions, we have to really go in there thinking, well, it could not be a good fight. It may be a snoozer.
Yeah, and a lot of times it's because Canelo's so good and so strong. These guys don't want to take a chance, and they stay on the outside. And they make it a snoozer by, moving around, punch and move, run. They're really out. People say they're running, but it's not really running. But they're just outboxing or trying to move as much as they can without getting hit.
Crawford's a real fighter. He's not going to fold for anybody. He's not there to collect the check. I mean, he's there to prove a point.
Yeah, he is.
He's a born underdog, and he's always, been victorious. So I feel like if anyone can, yes, you could throw in David Benavidez, but if anyone can cause a little stir in the pot, it's going to be Terence Crawford.
Yeah, and you guys see it as the past couple of years, Canelo hasn't taken a fight that he thought he might lose. You know what I mean? This is a Crawford going up 2 weight classes. Yeah. He also fights big guys, right? But
Crawford himself is a big guy. He's a big guy, and
but if you look at when they go face to face, he's only a couple of inches taller than Canelo. He's not that much taller than Canelo.
No,
2 or 3 inches.
But everyone always says the argument, Canelo's a bigger guy, and to a point, yeah, he's stocky. He's a stockier guy. He's big legs, and he's used to the weight. I think that's the big thing is that he's used to the weight.
He's used to getting hit by big guys.
You saw Charlo move up 2 weight classes, and that didn't work out well for him. And he's known to have a snappy little punch.
Yeah.
But Crawford is different. He switches left and right. He has the power. He has the accuracy. He has the speed. He can counter with you. He can move. He's dangerous. He's dangerous.
Yeah, he is. I don't think he can hurt Canelo though. Yeah. Canelo's been hit with some, Triple G and all.
He has one of the best chins in boxing.
Yeah, he has. Even though he did get hit early on by Cotto's brother.
That's right.
And he got stunned, but that was early on. But Canelo's a much better fighter. He takes a great punch. Crawford going up at that weight.
That's why
I don't see it happening unless it's just a flash punch that he never saw. But Canelo's so good at that.
Crawford likes the body, though. I feel like if Canelo's hurt at any point of the fight, it's a body shot that he might back off from, or because Crawford could place him. No better. He's better than everyone else when it comes to those good little body shots.
He's fast.
So I feel like Canelo gets hurt at all, it's a body shot.
Yeah, but I believe that. I believe all that. But
if
Canelo's been hit with some guys great body shots and still take Triple G body shots and he's still taking it. And
I agree.
He's just a good big fighter right now. But the thing that's going to hurt Canelo, if anything, is the speed. Crawford's fast, rangy.
Or Canelo himself. We saw it last time. He wasn't the same Canelo that in the past. So
we've been saying that for how long?
I know.
What do we say about him? He's what?
He's an old
34-year-old fighter. Old 34. You turned pro at 14 years old, maybe 15, but I hear 14. He turned pro. He has 80-something, 70-something fights.
Yeah, no. Again,
that's a lot of wear and tear on the body.
There's a lot of wear and tear, and I feel like. Like the last fight, he fought that one guy, Skull.
Yeah.
Was that, knowing he had the Crawford fight lined up? Is that something he's just allowing to kind of go through the the motions with?
Sometimes, yeah.
Or is it something that's like, hey, we should kind of look into that, and maybe he's slowing down? I don't know. Yeah. We'll find out.
His body definitely did look different. Before we make an official prediction of this fight and dive deeper into that, let's start with the undercard. A lot of the fight fans are going to focus on the main fight. That's the ones that they know, right? But boxing guys, they know these next 2 fights that I don't know when the full main card starts, but the 2 fights before the Canelo fight.
Would you say, I'm sorry to interrupt, would you say it's like a go have dinner and then watch the main event, or is it maybe have an early dinner and then tune into the prelims? What do you think?
Great question. All depends on who's watching, right? I think if you really want to see good boxing and you want to invest,
if you're a
boxing fan and you want to invest in the next generation to see who's next up, you're gonna want to see the co-main event and the fight before that. If you're just not interested and you're just in there for the Canelo Crawford fight, go have dinner. Skip the first, just
We'll have a good
tune in.
steak.
Yeah, if you're in San Antonio, go get a good steak.
Nice
Go get a good
ribeye.
dinner. Get in front of a TV, right? Pull out your phone or whatever. But if you're a fight fan, if you're not just a casual, if you're not just a weekend warrior, I think this card is really good. At least the main card is. You have some great, tough, knockout artists that are on this undercard that are not well known, and that's what I like about this card is they're presenting you guys that you may not know, or that they may be the next generation, or they may be the next guy to fight.
These are the next stars.
These are the next stars.
Well, they should be next stars, but these are guys that are hungry. These are guys that want to put on a show. They want to put on a performance to be put on to another tier of competition.
And sometimes in those fight cards, just for the fight fans, sometimes those fight cards, the earlier fights are the ones that people really like, and the last fight is the one that's kind of the snoozer because those guys are hungry. They haven't made those millions yet, like the main card, like the main events, So I would say if you're a fight fan, if you want to see some good boxing, you want to see some guys take some risks,
Tune in early.
Tune in early for sure. The first fight that we're gonna talk about, kind of predict and highlight, is the Christian Mbilli fight and Lester Martinez. These two guys are undefeated fighters coming in, same weight class as Canelo, coming in, undefeated fighters. They both have an 80% knockout percentage coming in. So this is going to be a barn burner. This is going to be one that's
Whoever lands first is.
It's really whoever lands first. Both these guys come forward. Both these guys throw punches, and both these guys have power. They're known for that, both these guys. So this is the fight before the co-main event. I don't know how this one goes. I think, like you said, it's the first one who lands the punch. I definitely think Mbilli has more. I hope I'm saying his name right. He's a French guy. I think Mbilli is a better boxer. He comes forward with his jab. Last night I was kind of telling you guys Lester Martinez, who's on the other side of this, who's kind of the B side. He's ranked by the WBC and WBA. He is like a poor man's Canelo. Right, he sets up power punches. He kind of casts his hands up. Good defense. He'll move his head a little bit, similar to Canelo.
Sounds
but
like no jab.
No jab.
There
Similar to Canelo. Canelo doesn't jab much.
I've never seen him before.
Canelo jabs. He jabs.
Yeah, not that much.
He
He don't jab that much. I'm not. We're not here.
He doesn't really have to because
doesn't have
he's
to
always
jab.
moving forward.
Coming
and
forward,
plus,
head movement, and looks for a big shot.
The thing is, he moves his head a lot, and the thing about Canelo. Well, we're changing the subject now, but Canelo, his timing is so good.
Yeah.
He doesn't really need to jab because his timing.
When was the last time you saw Canelo throw 3 jabs? Ba ba ba.
I was still in diapers.
Right. He don't do that. He has one jab,
Wait. Move.
one jab, wait, and he's looking for a big shot.
When he fought, what's his name, Charlo? Was he just out jabbing the heck out of him? That was the fight.
I don't know.
He jabbed a lot at Charlo.
So you're saying this Lester Martinez guy is kind of like a
He
lower
has-
level Canelo.
Yes, he has shades of Canelo. He looks like Canelo. Great defense, so stay in the pocket.
That's
Hands up, good head
Who's in his
movement.
corner? Anyone? You?
I don't think. I don't know. I didn't go that deep on him. I was just looking at the fights.
Guys that have good head movement are good fighters because, they stay in the pocket, make you miss, and it'll make you pay.
So this is definitely Lester Martinez's type of fight.
Yeah.
The only thing is, on the other side, you have Mbilli, who sets up his power shots, and he's a volume puncher. So it's a volume puncher versus a guy who
How's his defense?
it's not that great. So Mbilli, when he takes those punches, he takes shots to give shots. They're both inside fighters, but from what I've seen so far, Mbilli will take the risk of dropping the hand and coming up with the hook.
Man,
So it really is whoever catches.
That's
whoever
Russian
first.
roulette right there.
It is against another power guy.
Yeah.
He's a French guy.
He's a French guy.
Do we know any French fighters? There are French fighters out there. I feel like a lot of them
fighters.
are French friars.
Fighters.
I'm hungry.
Yeah.
But yeah, that first one is gonna. I don't know when the main card starts, but that one's gonna be. That's the one that
That's a
everyone's
good
kind
one.
of saying
That's
that
like
could
a
be
bar-
fight of the night.
That's a barn burner, right?
Yeah, that's a slugfest, slobber-knocker. That one right there, people are saying that's gonna be the fight of the night.
And they're 154,
no, they're above that.
168.
The 168. They're the same.
Or 160.
in
They're big
Canelo's
guys.
range.
They're big guys.
Yeah, they're bigger guys. These are in Canelo's range right now. You got one guy in Mbilli who's a volume puncher with power, who comes forward with the jab. And you have another guy, Lester Martinez, who's not going to jab, who comes forward all power. You know what I mean? Who has a good defense. He has better defense than I think Mbilli does. And this is just two, I would say two bulls just going boom.
Good.
So it's a
That's
good
a big- that's
it's
a-
a good
yeah.
wake-up call.
Yeah.
this one definitely sets him up for the next step. I think these two fights before Canelo and Crawford set up whoever wins for the next step. There's definitely like a test here. Both guys undefeated. Who's gonna reign supreme on this one?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'll
So
be
it's a
eating
good
my
start.
steak, so y'all let me know.
Yeah, that's gonna be a good start though.
No, I want to watch that one. That'd be a good one.
Any
a good one to
prediction? I
watch.
know y'all aren't too familiar with these guys, but these are gonna be their
off the bat. I like the Canelo style. I like the movement, the head movement. I like the defense. You telling me that guy has his head up in the air?
Yeah.
Those are big mistakes. That's amateurish. You don't want to do that in the pro game, especially the big puncher. So
you'll probably take Lester Martinez. Though.
yes, I'm gonna go for Lester Martinez. Where's he from?
What do you think? I don't know. He's
I
probably
think
from
he's
Mexico.
French,
I don't know.
No, no. Is he from the
Martinez
States or
I
is he
don't
from
know.
Mexico?
Sounds Russian.
Oh yeah, is he? Yeah, we gotta
He's
figure
just-
that out.
Look it up.
just-
Why don't you look up where Lester Martinez is from?
That tells you a lot too. Those type of
The big
fighters.
thing, though, like, guys, I've said it before. I've said it right now. The big thing on this card that I like is they're highlighting guys that people don't know. This is the biggest
yeah,
stage that they
yeah.
fought on. So they want to perform.
They have to, but sometimes that big stage can freeze you a little bit.
Guatemala.
From Guatemala.
My money's on him.
Yeah.
Him against a French guy. I mean, I respect to him, but Guatemalans, man, you just gotta. They're dangerous.
I think Mbilli definitely comes in with the more skill, but Lester Martinez, you don't go against that blood. You know what I mean?
Can you imagine he's fought other Guatemalans?
Yeah.
That's tough.
So yeah, I mean,
That's tough.
Good matchup, exciting. You kind of get the energy going, the heart rate up a little bit.
so you're taking Martinez.
I'll take
I think I'll
Martinez.
take Martinez as well. I don't think he's as polished as Mbilli, but I definitely think he'll land something of some significance. Really early. These guys just come forward. If you're looking at their highlights, these guys just go forward. They don't care. They're going to come in with their punches, until maybe they haven't run into somebody like this where I'm going to give it right back to you, What do you think?
Give me the French guy. I have him.
Okay. Why not?
Yeah.
Right? We got to
Yeah.
one of them's going to be right.
Yeah.
50-50 shot.
He's French toast.
Yeah, he's French. You end up being French toast after.
Well, so the thing is, like,
This fight won't go
when
the
you, when you
distance
look at
by
when
any
you look
means.
at guys like this in fights like this, you have to think this guy. And there's nothing against French people. There are a lot of tough French guys, right? But he's been fighting a lot of French opposition, right?
You would assume
This
The
guy's
year-
been fighting a lot of Guatemalans.
Well, I mean, like you said, although this guy
That's the
possesses power, they both do. And who was talking about this? The guy who fought Berlanga and knocked him out, Shiraz. He was talking about the difference of what the fans look for. The European fans, they like the polished style, the technical aspect, kind of like basketball.
Yeah.
Where they appreciate the boxing move. Here he was like, man, I knew I was coming into the U.S. territory. They want to see knockouts. They want to see excitement. And I'm not familiar with this French fighter, but I'm sure there's French fryer. But I can imagine although he has the power, you gotta do something. You gotta do something to this guy to make him respect you.
Yeah, I definitely think both these guys aren't going to take a normal first round. I think they're going for it.
Yeah.
I think that's just their style. So it's going to be an exciting
Fireworks.
start. That Christian and Billy Lester Martinez fight, definitely tune in for that. We both got Martinez. He's taking Mbilli.
Yeah, why not?
We'll see what happens. The co-main event on this card, definitely one that I'm excited to see. Fernando Vargas Jr. versus Callum Walsh. And this is a step-up fight for Fernando Vargas Jr. He hasn't seen anybody like Callum Walsh. Callum Walsh is a 6-time national champion. This guy has 150 amateur fights. He's got Freddie Roach in his corner. He's backed by Dana White. This is Fernando Vargas Jr. is definitely the B-side here. Callum Walsh
it's
is
hard
the
to
A.
believe too, because
And you look at the records, right? You say you don't know who any of these guys are, right? Callum Walsh 14-0, 11 knockouts. Fernando Vargas Jr. 17-0, 15 knockouts.
And I've taken a deep dive on their both box recs. I know you have too. This guy Callum Walsh is fighting guys.
Yeah.
He's fighting undefeated fighters.
So for the guys out there, for people out there who are boxers or boxing fans, and you want to see a record on a guy, you go to BoxRec, of course, but don't look at the guys they're beating. Look at the guys. Look at the records that those guys have, who they fought.
The quality.
The quality fighters who they fought. A lot of times these guys are 15-0, but they fought
Tomato cans.
15 guys that are 5-5 or 15 guys that are 2-10, whatever. They fought those, so you don't have that opposition to learn and to do better. This other guy, Walsh, has been fighting some great fighters.
He's got some 14-1 fighters, some 13-0s, 10-0s, while Fernando Vargas Jr. has got some 23-16 fighters. He's got some, guys that have some losses.
Yeah. And Fernando's a great fighter, great trainer. The father is good guy. But I just think they haven't fought that opposition. They haven't fought. They hadn't had those opponents that can give them some trouble, like whatever it is. You have to have that little
And
Step up.
You
The
think
step
about
ups,
the
yeah.
experience that fighters have in order for themselves to be polished. And Fernando Vargas Jr., I mean, we're familiar with his highlights. We've seen him knock people out.
Emiliano's a better one, or
Emiliano-
I think
Emiliano's
a better
the
one, right?
better
He's-
one.
yeah,
But Fernando Vargas Jr., he's a lot like his dad, where first of all, he's not that polished of a fighter, but the moment someone gets under his skin, it's all right. Let's go. Let's start
He's ready to
throwing.
go.
Hands
He's
are
ready to go,
down.
yeah.
Let's ready to slug. His dad got caught plenty of times by that, showing the emotion,
Yeah.
letting his guard down because he was emotional about it and he got caught. But Fernando Vargas Jr., he hasn't had the experience, and I feel like once that emotion is shown, his guard's down, he's gonna get caught.
Yeah, it could very well happen. This Callum Walsh guy is polished.
Yeah.
He is the next guy. But this, Fernando Vargas is daring to be great in this.
Yeah.
Like they were saying in these
He has
interviews.
that bloodline.
It's a huge
so
stage,
You cannot,
yeah,
you
you
cannot
got it.
deny that bloodline.
It is what it is.
He's a
But-
fighter. He'll keep getting up if he
Yep.
gets
Yeah.
dropped.
In these interviews that they're doing with Callum Walsh, they're asking him, is Fernando Vargas, one of the better guys you fought? And he's like, no, I've sparred better guys, I've fought better guys, but for Fernando Vargas, this is the best he's seen. This is a big step up, So who knows? He may answer the call.
Yeah.
I personally hope he does. In interviews, he's been saying, this is my opportunity to break away from that family thing, kind of branch off from my father, kind of make a name for myself, which I love, right? Of course, I'm gonna go for that guy because I want him to succeed. We want that family to succeed.
Yeah.
They have a legacy in boxing. You know what I mean? You want to see that next generation. He's daring to be great,
Yeah.
and you need to take these opportunities. There's guys that won't take these fights.
He fights, fighting
the
a guy like
biggest
this and
stage.
beating
Yeah.
a guy like this for Fernando
It's
Vargas
huge.
is huge.
If he beats this guy, all he has to do is put on a good show. All he has to do is put on a good show. I know he wants to win, right? But to have that longevity and that, man, just put on a good show.
Yeah, you're right. You just knowing that you can hang with these guys, whether you win or not, you can hang with the upper type fighters, the A side. You're like, okay, I can do this.
Like this is like he was saying, this is totally different for him coming in as the B fighter. There's always an A and B side to a fight.
That's tough because you just knowing you're the B side. It's like, wow. I'm
But
not
what he
supposed to
was
win
saying
this.
though is that kind of put a different fire in him because he hasn't been the B side. He hasn't been put in that position. So now that he is, he's like, okay, I have a different hunger now. I've always been A side, right?
That'd be cool. Maybe
Daddy can't
maybe,
take care of me now.
Maybe he just needed this.
He'll fight up to the level
He'll
of this
fight up to the
competition.
level, yeah.
He looks very, very confident in interviews that I've seen, last week and all that. He looks confident, speaking very well. He knows the opportunity that he has ahead of him. Callum Walsh seems like he's just a polished guy who's just going to walk through Fernando Vargas. These guys are both southpaws, so it's an interesting fight.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Two southpaws fighters.
Southpaws hate fighting southpaws.
And that's the thing Callum Walsh was saying. I don't mind it. I've sparred better. One of my main sparring partners is southpaw. You know what I mean? So he's not afraid of that. I definitely think though, like Fernando Vargas, one of the things that he can walk in with that maybe Callum Walsh isn't expecting is that confidence.
Yeah.
I belong here. So what? Whatever.
But what's their age? You know their age?
So Fernando Vargas is 28. Callum Walsh is 24.
Oh wow.
So he's a younger fighter.
So I like the older fighter only because an older fighter is usually stronger.
It's Vargas.
Yeah, well, he's usually stronger because he's more of more of a man at that age
Yeah, man strength.
than a 24-year-old. Yeah. Well, not too much, but more so.
Makes a difference.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
they're both
experience
southpaw.
too.
They both want to bang. I just feel like Callum Walsh does
Have a
have
good
that
fight,
skill.
though.
He does have Freddie Roach in his corner. He has almost everything going for him. He's on a hot streak. I think he's number 5 by the WBC right now. So imagine Fernando Vargas beating a guy like that, or at least
Yeah,
putting
I
on a
gotta-
good show.
You got
That'd
to
be
hand it to
amazing.
Fernando Vargas for taking this fight. It's a tough fight. It's a tough fight, but like you said earlier, just put up a good fight. You don't have to win it. Just put up a good fight, and you know you belong.
And he'll
He'll learn.
in his heart he'll just be like, I dared to be great, and I fell here, and this is good. You know what I mean? Like this is a good first fight.
He'll gain fans no matter what through this.
Exactly.
through
That's
this,
what he was saying. He was like, I have a surprise for the boxing fans.
That's good.
Which is great because this is the type of fight where you're going to see the next guy. No matter what, that co-main event, Callum Walsh might just be the next guy, right? He may just be that next name that you know. Or maybe it's Fernando Vargas who's like really
That's
saying,
just a
my
breakout.
family's
That's
here.
breakout.
It's a breakout moment. So either way, like those two fights right there, you're going to see the next generation fight the next fighter that's being built. Callum Walsh, like this is the biggest fight card of the year. And those two fights right there, you don't know these guys, right? But you're going to know some of them by
Yeah.
the end of them. You're going to
Yeah.
really know. Prediction for the co-main event. What do you think? Who are you taking?
When you're in an auto accident, you shouldn't be concerned with legal runarounds, just real advice. You deserve an attorney ready to work for you, an attorney that won't back down.
My parents are from the west side of San Antonio, and they taught me the value of hard work and fighting for what is right.
Raul B. Rodriguez and his team care about ensuring you and your family are represented, whether on the road or in the workplace. Raul is real, and Raul won't back down. Call 210-899-0300 to schedule a free consultation.
Man,
You taking Vargas and Bloodline, or you taking Callum Walsh?
I'm going to go with Vargas, only because I know Fernando well, his father, really well. I know the mom. I've met the kids twice or once, and they're just good people, man. I want the best for them, so I'm gonna go with Vargas.
I'm gonna go with Vargas too. I feel like I relate to him a lot in that sense of, you know, in that fight family, you're trying to break out of that little spot that you have. This is the opportunity that you have. Even if he falls short, if he puts on a good fight, I hope he does. You know, I hope it's not, you know, a knockout or something like that. But, you know, so you never know. Weirder things have happened. Sometimes the A side goes in and he's too overconfident, and you never know, right? So for me,
is he really the A side?
Is he really A side?
And Vargas gonna have the whole crowd against with him.
Exactly.
Everything.
Exactly. You never know. And he is an emotional fighter, like you said. He does play off those emotions. He's been cut.
So once
in
that crowd gets going and stands behind him, it could be, you know, you never know what can happen.
And
but
you know,
I agree with what y'all are saying. But if you had to put money down, who are you choosing?
Fernando Vargas is the underdog. If I want to put money down, I'd put
on the
Fernando
underdog.
Vargas,
Okay, that's fair.
You know, but if I had to say who would I think is going to win, you know, of course the easy answer is going to be Callum.
The smart money is, you know.
But I'm an emotional bettor, so hey, you know, I'm gonna take Vargas just because I really hope that he does it for his family and for his longevity, for the legacy of his brothers and all that. And it seems like he's working really hard for it.
Odds are against him, but we're gonna go for him.
Odds are against him, but hey, I'm gonna stick with it. You know, what do you think?
I mean, I'd rather see Vargas win. But, you know, if I had to bet on this, right, I would probably go with Walsh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I would go with Walsh.
Smart money.
He just looks like that's a smart money. I swear.
Yeah,
he's fought better fighters.
Yeah,
he's decorated. But like we always say, he hadn't fought me yet, right? He hadn't fought Fernando Vargas.
And no one's been at this stage. Both of them haven't been on this stage.
Yeah.
No one's been on this stage before. So who's gonna show up when the lights are on?
And that's what I think Vargas was saying in one of the previous things. Like, man, this has been my whole life. My whole life has been lights. My whole life has been, you know, pictures and all that stuff. This guy's just getting used to this. I ain't gonna fold under this. This is not nothing. This ain't new to me.
He's used to those lights.
You know what I mean? So who knows, right? All those little elements do come into.
There's a lot of elements in Vargas's favor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Even being the B side, it's like, okay, you got something to fight for. Callum Walsh coming in saying, "This ain't the best I fought." Okay, well,
even think about even trainers, right? You got Freddie Roach is a proven great guy.
Yeah, he's seen it all.
Yeah, he's seen it all. He does it all. But Fernando Vargas has been in it.
He's been in there.
And he's won titles.
You know, that would be interesting, too, to see, like, what if the fight doesn't go Vargas's way and you have Vargas in that corner, and how does he deal with his son? Like, how does that
go?
How does that happen?
Go.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you turn into, man, I got to save my son here? Or do you turn into, man, come on. Like, you know.
Yeah, he's
I think he'll tough him.
He's one of those tough guys. Yeah,
he'll throw him in there.
He ain't going to throw the towel.
No.
You know what I mean? So,
but
you know.
He leaves a towel in the locker room.
Yeah. So, I don't know. That's a great co-main event. I think that's just a young fight, you know, and like Callum Walsh was saying, when do you see 14-0 versus 17-0? You don't see that much.
You don't see that.
You're kind of meeting at an early age right now.
That's
These guys are daring to be great.
When I saw that fight, I said, why would these guys fighting each other? That's a great fight in 4 years or 5 years when they're both 30 and something, right?
Exactly.
But in the 90s, or in the 80s, you wouldn't have questioned it, right?
No, not at all.
Well, in the 80s, no, that was kind of normal, I think. But they still waited a bit. You know, you wanted to have that good record over 20 fights or 25 fights and fight for world titles.
Yeah.
What do they call it? Not wet your chops. What do they say? What do they call it? You're kind of refining yourself before you get into those tough fights. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I personally, I don't know if you're in a Fernando Vargas camp, you're probably saying, hey, let's wait 6 more fights to fight a guy like this. You know, the big step up.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he's 28. So you're waiting 6 more fights. That's
and I
2 more
hate
years.
to say this. I hate the way it's going to sound. Maybe not. It's not bad, but I'm just thinking, like, does Fernando Vargas know that he's not the better fighter?
He knows that for sure. I
Yeah,
think. He
but
has to.
it just and let's go in now. Maybe they're just getting paid great too. I don't know what they're getting paid. Maybe they're getting paid a lot of money.
Maybe it's just the risk that
It's
they
just
want to take.
let's take that risk and let's do it now. And let's not
Not
wait
now,
till
then
later.
win.
And the whole thing about boxing, as we all know, the better fighter doesn't always win, right? Sometimes the guy that wants it more does.
And if you're gonna take a risk, are you taking it at the biggest stage or a little mid-level stage?
Fail big.
Fail
you know,
big.
You want to fail big. Don't fail small. You know what I mean? So Vargas hopefully takes this on our end.
Yes.
You know, we're going for him. We're a pro Vargas
And he's American
right
too.
now. Yeah. Why not? Why not go for the Mexican American fighter?
Yeah.
You know, the main event of the night, Terence Crawford versus Canelo. It's supposed to be the biggest fight of the century, right? This is a fight that people say they haven't seen this fight since Hagler. Sugar Ray.
Hagler Hearns or something.
You know what I mean? Something like that. It's gonna be a great fighting a great. You know, how do you structure this fight? How do you see this? Like, how do y'all, Dean? How do you see this fight going?
There's so many ways that
We're getting into predictions now. Now we're getting into this is what's gonna happen.
breakdown.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be a big feeling out process, I think, in the beginning. Crawford's gonna be feeling the ropes a little bit, kind of moving around. Canelo has that natural stalking composure that he has. But I don't think Crawford's going to wait 6-7 rounds to kind of get Canelo's respect. If he's going to do something, he has to do it in that third, fourth round where he's like, okay, let's start picking him apart let's start throwing the jab at him a little bit and see how he reacts. If Canelo's willing to counter, if he's just willing to try to chop up, kill the shoulders, what's the strategy? And I think Crawford, you don't really see him process these things until it's that round where he just attacks. So that's what I like about Crawford is you don't really see him breaking things down and kind of analyzing everything, but it's all registering in his head. Canelo, you see him kind of feel things out, understand, okay, this round he's trying to do this. You can see the steps, but with Crawford, you don't see those steps until it's too late. So I don't know. It can happen a lot of ways. You can skin this a lot of ways.
Almost like Crawford doesn't show his cards.
No, he doesn't.
It's all in his mind.
And then it's okay. Now it's the round to execute.
Yeah. That's the whole thing of they both are kind of slow starters that will take the first 2 rounds, and I think it's probably going to be the first 3 rounds. The first 3 rounds might be maybe the first 2 will be touch and feel, right? Canelo's kind of one of those guys like a dog. He'll stick his face in to kind of feel what you're going to do. You know what I mean? Does he have power? Is he fast? Like, what's going on? And like you're saying, you see him break things down. You see him gathering information. Where Crawford's is more mental.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's just a great point.
It's at the end of the day, it's Crawford that has to go to Canelo. It's not the other way around. Canelo's going to win the rounds just because he's the champ and he's the favorite. So again, it's going to be, did you do enough to beat the champ if it goes 12 rounds?
Yeah, but if Crawford's boxing and moving and punching and moving and not letting Canelo touch him or get close to him, he's going to steal rounds.
He's going to steal rounds that way, yeah.
And we all know every fight that Canelo loses is because it's a mover. Someone boxing and moving, getting out of the way, a boxer getting, and it's going to be that guy's going to give him trouble. And I guarantee you Crawford will be moving. He's not going to stay in front of Canelo.
The fight that I keep thinking about in my brain is Amir Khan versus Canelo, where Amir Khan was winning the first 5 rounds.
To watch.
Yeah.
He won the first. He was going up 2 weight classes too to fight Canelo, and he was in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out until he got caught. Of course, right? One of the bigger knockouts that we've seen from Canelo. But at the same time, people forget Amir Khan was winning the first 5 rounds there. He got rounds. He was up.
I mean, a piece of.
Every fighter, every mover gives Canelo trouble.
Yeah, but the funny thing about Amir Khan is not funny, but a strong wind gust can knock out Amir Khan. Unfortunately, but I mean, again, that punch was just brutal.
Yeah,
brutal.
2 weight classes up, and he caught you clean.
Oh gosh!
But that's the whole thing. We've never seen Crawford hurt. You've never seen
Actually,
Canelo hurt.
Who hurt Crawford?
Crawford's been in there with
Gamboa.
Gamboa.
he's been hurt. Crawford's been hurt.
He's been hurt a few
I've never
times.
seen him hurt.
Yes, Gamboa may have not.
No.
He's been hurt.
Yeah, Gamboa did. That's the first fight I ever saw.
Gamboa's a 130-pounder.
That's the first fight I ever
That's
saw.
Gamboa though.
Yeah, but he's a 130-pounder.
I'll never forget
And he
that.
still
fight.
And he went up to,
he was
and he went up
dropping
to 147 to hurt Crawford.
For me, I don't see anybody giving Crawford some trouble. Like I don't like. He always has a way out. He always has a.
He figures it out.
I'd say sneaky fighter because he just.
But man, that's a huge weight difference, though, man. huge weight difference.
It is. And the whole thing is Canelo's style isn't that complicated. He's just really good at it. You know, it's not the most complicated style. I guarantee you, Terence Crawford has more tools in his bag than Canelo does.
Yeah.
But Canelo knows these tools. These tools have been in his bag forever.
And he uses them well.
I mean, you're thinking of Crawford, he switches. There's so many different things that you can do when you switch like that, and you're good at it. Who was the last one good to do that? Hagler?
Yeah, Hagler.
Right? So you have a guy like that, but Crawford's not the come forward type power guy, especially I don't think he's going to do that with Canelo.
Yeah.
He ain't going to come forward. He's going to box.
And he's not, you know, I always thought Crawford was a lot taller, but he's only a couple of inches taller.
Maybe.
If Canelo's 5'8.5", right? Crawford's probably 5'10".
Maybe.
Yeah, he's not that big of a guy. I thought he was bigger.
Maybe.
The whole thing about it, though, I keep thinking, like, you're going into a fight with Crawford who hasn't lost. You haven't seen him lose. You haven't seen anybody best Crawford, right? You haven't seen anybody, like, really, like, oh, well, I don't know, you know? And
I think Canelo goes in, pushes him hard at the
He could.
beginning just to see where are you at. This is what you're going to feel all night long.
he could. I mean, when they were in that face-off for the press conference and Crawford just walked him down, like, body to body, just walked Canelo down, like, it definitely looked like people are saying Canelo's the stronger of the two, but I don't know. Like, I just don't know. Like,
Who did that?
Crawford, they both went chest to
Oh,
chest,
right, yeah,
and he was
yeah.
just backing Canelo up.
Well, he's strong. He's strong.
Yeah,
know?
Crawford's strong.
And but the whole thing that they were saying with is Canelo, his base is so good. You don't see him getting rocked. He rides horses. That's all lower body.
Yeah.
Right? So his foundation is so good that that's where his power comes from. That's where his chin comes from. He has good legs. You know, and that's the whole thing. He doesn't get knocked off his base.
Jeez, man.
And Crawford was walking him down like nothing. And he was like, he was just like, I can move you. You know, it was really interesting to see just in that little interaction at the press conference. But
Sometimes, too, though, you're Canelo not expecting that. He's going to get pushed back. Okay.
he had 10 guys behind him, too.
Only thing, too, though, is I haven't seen Canelo throw a combination in very, very long. He's been living off that one punch, two punch, maybe, for the past 3 to 4 years.
And is Crawford going to get caught by something like that?
He's just too quick. Crawford's very fast, and he's on that back foot if he's southpaw, and can kind of just see that punch, maybe see that punch coming, just be right there out of range. And that what happens is as soon as he's on that back foot, he springs forward with the counter.
One thing, too, though, you know, just thinking about it, you never see Crawford get hit with body shots. Like, guys don't fight him and throw body. Canelo
They don't get that close.
Canelo's going to hit whatever he can.
Canelo's going to hit him with everything.
It looks like they don't get that close to Crawford. He always has great distance, you know?
Yeah. You don't see Crawford in those hard fights.
Let's see if Canelo respects any of that power coming back. If he doesn't, I don't know how long it's going to last.
But that's just the thing where he's used to walking into these fights, you know, and like he said, who's the best that Crawford's fought? Spence?
When Crawford was in that ring with him, though, Crawford looked like the big guy, man. And I don't know.
He's moving him around.
With another, few pounds added to him, it's going to be a huge difference. 10,
But
15 pounds.
He don't fight at that weight.
No.
So the whole thing about this, the fight that's in my mind on the Crawford side that I think this is going to be like is Crawford versus Jose Benavidez Jr. Jose Benavidez Jr. is a stalker. Doesn't throw a lot of punches. Lean. He's a different style than Canelo, but he's a very slow-paced fighter. Slow-paced fighter, looking for that big shot. Doesn't set things up like Canelo does by any means, but a slow stalker. Coming in. Canelo's not going to come in with punches and moving and punching. He's not his style. Slow stalk. I look at a lot of the Crawford and Jose Benavidez Jr. just because of the pace of the fight. I think that's going to be the pace of the fight. You know, both guys are kind of slow with Crawford coming in with combination. Pop, 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 pop. Yeah. And then getting
But when
back
he
out.
warms up, when Crawford warms up, he's hot. Like he just needs a few good punches to connect with, and then boom, he's on it. So, what is that confidence going to be like? Is he going to get overconfident? I don't think he gets overconfident, but he starts to throw those little connections.
What happens when he gets hit with a hard punch from Canelo and he feels it?
Yeah,
he's
he's
like,
is he not going to commit
I'm
to
in a
his
different
punches
league
anymore?
now, yeah.
Is he going to have to really box? But Crawford has tools. He has tools.
Yeah,
you know
he
what
can
I mean?
fight. He's a good boxer too. He's not.
And he spars heavy. He spars heavier guys too.
It's difference in those 10 ounces though. 8 ounces, 10 ounces.
10 ounces. Yeah.
If we have to predict, we have to. This is our job. This is what we get paid the big bucks for right here, right?
Yeah.
What are we saying? We'll go with you first. And I want round or decision. I want to put some money down on this thing right here.
Canelo first round knockout. No, actually, you know what? I'm gonna go Canelo knockout and 8.
Okay. That's a typical Canelo prediction.
Yes. Well, yeah. Matter of fact, every time I say that, it's always a Canelo and 8.
Wow.
I said 7 before, and I pushed it back to 8.
I think you said that about this last Skull fight.
Yes. Yeah, but Canelo in 8, maybe 9.
So you think it's a late?
Yeah.
Late
Well, because
stoppage or late
Canelo
knockout?
breaks you down.
You're saying knockout or stoppage?
He's stoppage.
Not knocking him out.
He's not gonna knock him out. He's gonna stop him.
Okay. What about
He'll
you?
break
What do
him
you
down
think?
before he knocks him out.
Canelo. Let's go. If we're doing an over/under 9.5, so I put him right at 9.5 rounds, 10 rounds.
And you're seeing before that Canelo's taking risk but missing Crawford, or you're thinking?
No, I just think it's a I don't respect your power. Let me just get you more tired until I go for it.
You're gonna tire those legs out.
Yeah, I mean,
remember,
let
Crawford's
him
moving
make
at
it.
a
If
heavier
he's gonna
weight.
move, let him move.
Crawford's moving at a heavy weight now.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
But it's like it's a gamble. But he did it with Plant.
And Canelo's gonna hit everything but the head.
Yeah, he's
Gonna
gonna
start
kill
Body,
those shoulders.
hips. He's gonna hit.
I think he's gonna take him into the deep waters and kind of have that high guard. You know, he's gonna feel the jab, pull back on the jab, keep backing him up.
or Crawford's gonna win.
50-50 shot.
Either way, you're probably right.
Yeah. So you don't think what do you think the speed of Crawford throws Canelo off at all?
No, I think because that speed isn't gonna really transfer to power.
He fought Jermel, DeCharlo. Those guys are fast.
Because I think the speed
fast
the
guys.
speed that Crawford comes in with is the speed just to get out, not like the speed and invest power into. It's gonna be like get in, get out, get in, get out, and I just think with that, along with the movement,
Is Crawford as fast as Charlos? No, I don't think so.
Crawford's
he throws
fast.
more.
Crawford's
he throws
fast.
More.
He throws more.
Yeah.
It's
than
Crawford's
Charlos?
it's Crawford's timing that you got to be worried about.
well,
Crawford
Canelo
has
too,
the
yeah.
timing.
Yeah,
He'll have the right punch.
Mhm.
You know.
Yeah,
These Charlos are throwing punches, but he's throwing the right.
he's throwing the right punch, and it's put right where he wants it.
And you know what? I think the weigh-in's gonna say a lot. I think the way these guys' bodies look is gonna say a lot. Seeing Crawford two weight classes
that's
up.
right. Not only that, the reason I said that right because it reminded me, Canelo's an old guy.
And his body
He's
looked
an
old
old
against
fighter.
Skull. You know.
Yeah, it didn't look right.
And that's the whole thing. I don't think like the weekend warriors don't. They're just looking at the weigh-in and they're just saying, oh yeah, he made weight or not, right? But we're looking at the body. We're looking at how toned is he? Did he do road work? All of these little things show up
how
in the weigh-in.
depleted is he? From
How
like,
depleted is he, right? And remember, you only got one guy really making weight in Canelo. Crawford's chilling at
Yeah.
that weight class.
He's
You know what I
eating
mean?
his way up.
He's eating his way
Wheaties.
up. You know, and that's the whole thing. Like, does that affect
But you
Crawford
know
in the
what?
fight?
But sometimes you're right. Sometimes it can affect you because you didn't put that same effort, the same work, that hunger.
So when he
killing
starts
yourself
moving,
to sacrifice.
9 rounds in, you know, that movement is really going to feel
He
different.
didn't have to run as much because
Yeah.
he was on
he's
weight
not trying
already.
to lose weight.
Yeah.
You know?
Almost like how like a UFC fighter would do it, where like, you know, they're not putting in maybe that much road work, but they're hitting the weights a little bit more. That's gonna slow him down when he starts moving in the 9th, 10th round.
Yeah.
So you're taking Canelo 9.5.
9.5
Not by stoppage or knockout?
by stoppage. Yeah.
Stoppage. Okay. So we're not saying he's going to.
I think after a while when Canelo's going to be able to kind of, I want to say trap Crawford in the corner, but he's going to find him. Crawford's going to find himself on the ropes more than he thinks.
For sure.
So I'm 9. He's 9.5.
You said 8.
You said 8.
I say 8. I thought I pushed it to 9. I pushed it to 9.
9.
I pushed it to 9. I said.
Well, he's 9.5 though.
Okay, I know.
So is it over or under 9.5?
Over.
Okay. So we have the same agreement.
I could say 10. I don't mind saying
You could
10.
say it if you wanted to say it.
Say it.
Say
If
it.
you want to
10?
say it.
10. Okay, let's go 10. Because the last time,
That's my bet.
The last time I said 8 or 9, and there was 1 or over.
That's
I
right.
missed it by 1.
You know what's funny is nowadays, like you don't see very many late stoppages, 11th and 12th round. But back in the day when I'm watching these fights,
Oh, yeah.
these like
Happened a lot.
80s, it happened a lot. Like Salvador Sanchez stopped Wilfredo Gomez in the 13th.
Yeah.
Imagine that. You know, and the thing about Sanchez, he looks the same way in the 15th
Yeah.
round that he did in the first round. Crazy cardio.
That guy was.
Amazing.
He was just a great fighter.
And he
Man.
stood there with the guy, 32-0, 32 knockouts, and he wasn't just boxing. He stood
dropped
there
him,
with
yeah.
him. Crazy. So
People, if you're a fight fan, if you've never seen Salvador Sanchez, the best Mexican fighter ever.
Mexican boxer.
Mexican from Mexico, Mexican boxer ever. Salvador Sanchez, and he died at 23. And he already had 40-something
He was
fights.
40 something.
Yeah.
40 and 1. 40 something and 1.
Yeah.
I don't know
Who
how
did he
many
lose to? How did he
knockouts.
lose to?
He lost early.
He got
in
disqualified or
early
something, or just
No,
early?
I don't know what it
Okay.
was.
Yeah, just crazy.
Last fight was
Jesus.
Azuma Nelson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was last time Zoom.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for
Oh
me,
yeah, real quick. I was the second fighter to drop Azuma Nelson.
he was the
Ne-
first.
He was the first fighter.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy stat, crazy pool.
Yeah.
My prediction. Y'all are playing it safe with the 10 and the 9's late round stoppage. I don't know about that. I think if you get Crawford to the 10th round, I think he's gonna survive.
He'll finish it off.
I think if he'll end up getting away. I think it has to be
And
an
if he's
early
tired,
game.
then we're not.
But so is Canelo, right?
Canelo
So is
doesn't get
Canelo
tired.
gonna be too?
You don't get
You don't get tired moving forward.
Okay. So this is the whole thing with
He'll
Canelo.
get tired throwing.
Early Canelo getting tired towards the end of the fight. He hadn't fought, but it was before Mayweather,
I keep forgetting Canelo's an old guy. I
right?
keep forgetting.
But Crawford's older.
But
So the whole thing about this, though, I think it's going to be 5th round. I like 5. I think it's going to be the 5th round. Canelo.
that's your favorite number.
Yeah, but I think it's right in the middle of the fight.
It could happen.
It's right in the
It
middle.
could
Canelo
happen.
5. Canelo on 5.
Canelo in 5. I think it's going to be
The
either
fifth,
stoppage or
That'd be
knockout.
crazy.
That'd be huge. The 5th round.
I think that's going to be
You're right.
the
Crawford's
one.
40, right? 39.
38,
Crawford's
39.
38. I think he's 38.
Okay. Yeah.
But he's moving like a 28-year-old.
Again, he hadn't been in wars like that. Neither
Yeah.
has Canelo. When was the last war you saw Canelo in?
Triple G, maybe.
Maybe.
That's
I wouldn't declare it a war.
Yeah.
But the whole thing is, I think Canelo's going to go at him. After he figures out Crawford, he's going to have to go. I think if you give Crawford until the 9th and 10th round, he's going to survive. I don't think he's going to get gassed like that. He knows how to box. He knows how to hold. He knows how to clinch. He knows how to dilute. I don't think he's going to get knocked out late rounds. I think he'll figure out Canelo by then. He'll know what to stay away from. He knows what Canelo's going for. He's going to figure it out. I don't think it's a late round stoppage. I think if anything, it's going to be early. 5th round, middle, right in the mid rounds like that. I think it's going to be a mid round stoppage or knockout. But I think you're giving Canelo too much credit for the later rounds. I don't think he's going to come like that. You know what I mean? Or maybe
Well,
you're,
I just think that Crawford will have enough energy to move around
and he'll
to
survive
stay, past 5.
past 10. If he got 10, he's not going to see it stopping the 11th and 12th.
No,
Canelo doesn't have the wheels to
I'm
stay
just
up with
saying
Crawford. I don't think.
Crawford could get past 5 just by moving around, conditioning, and all that stuff.
But these guys
then-
don't get started till the
I know,
till
but
the
then
6th
he just start
round.
getting hit. That's what I'm saying. But
So that's what you're saying, is that once he gets started, he's going to finish him?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think once you open up, once Canelo opens up, I think it's gonna be the crowd starts getting, Crawford starts backing up.
Once that glove does this, it's,
You know what I
it's
mean?
different.
I think that's gonna be that moment. That's gonna be that moment where Canelo goes for it. I think it's gonna be 5th round. I think he's gonna figure him out, but Canelo, like you said, Canelo's gonna put his weight on him. He's gonna say, "All right, like let's go, let's see." He's gonna give him that shot. Late stoppage, late knockout.
Man.
Y'all are dreaming, I think.
Okay, we'll push it. I'm gonna push it to 12.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be under 12 if it's stoppage or knockout. So we got.
So we're all 3 picking Canelo.
We're all 3 picking Canelo. I
Okay.
think we all have the same prediction except for Dean with the Mbilli. I think he's taking the Frenchman and the 2 fights before the main event.
Yeah.
All 3 of us got Fernando Vargas Jr. winning.
Mm-hmm.
Hope, it's the hope.
That's our want.
It's what we want. Not necessarily he's the better fighter in the
But that's
fight.
what we're pulling for.
That's what we want. And then we all got Canelo. Y'all are saying 10 and under, right? Within 10, which is safe.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying 5. I think it's going to be the 5th round on the dot. Put your money on it. Take it to the bank.
Man, that'd be crazy right there.
It's a
Take it
5.
to the
If it's a
bank.
5th round knockout, it's no one expects.
We
that.
haven't
No one
seen
expects
we
that.
haven't seen a big. I wouldn't say it's an upset. Would you say it's an upset if Canelo beats Crawford?
No, not
Would you
at
say
all.
it's an upset if Crawford beats Canelo?
Who's favorite?
It'll be Canelo.
I
Is he
don't
favorite?
know.
I
I mean,
haven't seen
well,
it.
you're fighting at Canelo's weight class.
It's his weight class.
Yeah, so he's a bigger guy. He
Yeah.
should be favored.
But
Yeah.
one of them's undefeated going in. And not only that,
That's crazy.
Crawford, he's fighting for his 3rd unification right now. The only guy in boxing history to do it 3 times. He has some history on his side.
Yeah.
Put some money on Crawford.
Who's the best fighter Crawford's fought?
Ricky
Spence.
Burns.
Spence.
Spence, who was kind of little.
Who was beat up.
That was his
already.
last
He was-
fight.
Yeah, it was
3
beat
years
up
ago.
from that car accident. Broken neck, broken back,
Broken will.
broken
skill.
broken shoulders, broken hips. Yeah,
Yeah.
he was
Who
broke.
am I thinking about? The one with the big tie. I can't think of his name right now. He's the one that announced, the commentator too. The little guy. Who am I thinking
A
about?
fighter.
Yeah, he's a fighter.
Oh,
What's his name?
From California, 125
But
pounds.
remember when Crawford's fight? I cannot think of his name right now. Crawford's corner says, "You're down the scorecards." He says, "What?" Okay,
Gamboa?
Next round knocks him out.
Gamboa?
No, Sean Porter.
Oh,
Sean
yeah.
Porter.
Who's an
Years ago.
aggressive fighter with power.
Power at 140.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're right. Power's not power in every weight class. You know what I mean? But then again, I don't know. This is a different Terence Crawford. This is a guy who's going up in weight. Who knows what that looks like? You know, there's so many different
He
variables.
is 38. Sometimes that age, like I've always said,
That chin, maybe.
And they're
father,
both
father
coming
times
off-
undefeated.
They're both coming off fights where they weren't that impressive, right? Canelo's coming off this William Skull fight, which is like
Yeah.
a snooze fest, right? Which he knew. But then you also have Crawford coming in against the guy who he fought. I forgot that guy's name. He was from one of the stands out there. You know what I mean? He kind of boxed with him a little bit and made Crawford look human. This is a year ago or so.
Oh, yeah,
something like
yeah.
that.
Mm-hmm.
He made Crawford look human. He got started a little bit too late, which I think Crawford's coming in here with a little bit of fire, with a little bit of heat. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's
Tune
gonna be-
in, Netflix. Tune in.
Yeah.
Get yourself a nice steak dinner.
It's all
And,
happening this
fire.
weekend. It's all happening this weekend. Tune in for sure. Make sure you got your popcorn ready. I think it's going to be a great night of boxing. It's definitely, I hope this is going to inject some life into boxing. You know, I think we've
Tell
had
us-
too many fight cards where it just it's fallen short, you know?
Message us with your predictions and see what you guys think.
Yeah, let us
And how
know.
you look at
Let's
the
see how
fight.
wrong you are.
Let's see how wrong you are
And how right we are.
Yeah, we'll learn you a little something.
We could go 0-3. Who
Nah,
knows?
we got Canelo. We're not going 0-3.
Never know.
We got Francisco Vargas Jr. I'm not going 0-3.
Never know. You never know. Gotta keep it alive.
Guys, tune in. Netflix, September
Don't crash
13th.
Netflix.
Yeah, let us know how we did. Let us know who you think. Canelo Crawford. Leija Lounge.
See you guys.
Boom.